Hello, my name is Brian Shilling, and I'm the founder and partner for Integrates.io, the premier integration solution for ConnectWise and HubSpot. TSL Marketing, the agency that I work for and work with, we designed and developed Integrates.io for our clients, our managed service, managed security, solution provider, and B2B technology clients that wanted to integrate and connect their primary platforms and system of record, and those being ConnectWise and HubSpot. Several of them had many challenges utilizing existing solutions that simply weren't sufficient to connect those core systems, as well as all of the data, the objects, and the broader schema for each, to ensure that they could have data flowing between those systems of record so that users in either system could leverage the data that's being collected. Today, I plan to share with you a brief demo on how the integration works. I'll share kind of the experience one has in records in both HubSpot and ConnectWise and what's happening behind the scenes as it relates to our solution to ensure that data is flowing either one way or bidirectionally to ensure the data is collected and connected as you see fit and customized to the needs of your business. So I'll pause for a minute and I'll share my screen to ultimately show you the details around our solution. Let's first start by sharing the overall structure of how the solution is set up to integrate and connect both ConnectWise and HubSpot. And you can see here all the core objects related to our connector and to our integration. We're focusing on ensuring contacts connect with contacts and leads in ConnectWise. We are ensuring that accounts and companies are mapped and synced. And then we are also ensuring both opportunities and deals, one and the same in either system, are being synced to ensure those core objects, those core three, really have all the relevant data points based on both standard and custom properties that you've set up. In addition to that, we're syncing the ownership and the users that are leveraging the data. And we've added the sophistication around taking all that wonderful activity and engagement history in HubSpot from everything that's being collected from sales and marketing and getting that data flowing into ConnectWise so that operations and others can leverage those interactions, those engagements, those activities, and have some context so that they can do their job functions well to serve the needs of your customer. Last but not least, we're able to map some of the data points from our solution in ConnectWise, that being projects and agreements, and having that render in the various timeline engagement and activity history so that sales and marketing has context of what's happening on the operational side related to those projects and or agreements inside of ConnectWise. One thing I will point out that is available, but for small additional investments and nominal fees, is adding other objects such as products, such as tickets, or functions and functionality and or features that we can offer. What you're seeing here is our standard offering, and we can customize from there based on the needs of your application and use of both ConnectWise and HubSpot. So I'll start by sharing effectively some records inside of HubSpot and how they are represented, and then ultimately how they might be represented in ConnectWise and show how the data has flowed or synced between those records, and just to give you some structure, some context on that. We'll start with this fictitious record of a company. In our demo instance of HubSpot, we're talking about a company called The Perfect Cookie. Just like any user in HubSpot, you'll see on the left-hand side all the details about the company, all the data points related to those various properties and fields, as well as in the middle of the record, you'll see the activity history that is associated to that company record. And then on the right-hand side, any other associated objects such as contacts, deals, etc., are associated to the company record. And you can see with this particular record, you've got a deal, a testing opportunity that's shown in stage 4, as well as a contact, in this case, a contact named new contact, the CFO at the perfect company is the representative contact in this record inside of HubSpot. And if you were to view this same record that has been synced inside of your ConnectWise interface, again, our integration, all of it's happening behind the scenes, right? It's a wonderful solution middleware that both maps, syncs, and then has the defined triggers and logic to ensure the data flows the way that we desire to flow it on your behalf. But ultimately, you'll see that this record represented inside of ConnectWise is very similar. Maybe not the layout and format because both systems of record are different, but all of the data that was collected on the perfect cookie being done by sales and marketing flows to and through to ConnectWise, where you see the perfect cookie, all the details about the size of the company, all the details about the phone, web, and other related properties are represented inside of this record. As you see fit, those records are represented. But you can also see the different tabs where it has that individual contact, aka new contact, the CFO, and that testing opportunity that we have there, as well as any of those associated activities that are logged on the record in the overall record as represented in ConnectWise. So again, in the example, we've got the perfect cookie, has all the associated objects, has all the associated properties and albeit fields, also has all the associated activities and engagements that is properly mapped to that of ConnectWise, where you're seeing that same data flow. And in the case where we want to look at the activity history, I'll click here. You see here that these are all activities of the different engagement types, whether it's a memo, an email, a task, a call, something from a billing perspective, all collected. It's syncing back to ConnectWise from HubSpot and ensuring the context is being captured in that activity history on that record. When you click into any of those activities and engagements, for example, I'll click on this first one, the HubSpot note, where I've logged an activity, a memo per se. You'll see that it's got details about that memo, the status of it, the specific title of it, the type of it, and all the notes that are captured that were collected in HubSpot, but are now represented inside of ConnectWise. And I show that by looking at this specific record and all of these activities that we just looked at, including the one for which we said we wanted to map and sync, is the one that we just highlighted inside of ConnectWise. So all of those notes captured in HubSpot are mapped and synced over to ConnectWise to ensure that it's logged on the appropriate and associated records. Now, if we were to look at other things like the contact, same situation as we saw there in the company record, you'll have all of the property data and field data on the left, the activity history in the middle, and the associated objects on the right. As you might see that inside of ConnectWise, you'll have much of the same information, that of which we mapped, obviously, and set up to sync from the name, the title, the company it's associated to, the status, etc. You'll have notes, whether there's new notes on the contact, if there are any that are desired. In this particular example, we've got logged emails. When you go back to ConnectWise, you'll see those logged emails here. This is the example of that logged email with the, pursuant to our last conversation, I'm excited to share with you the statement of work. You can see that is the email that was originated and logged either out of the email server and connected to HubSpot, which you might see here, and captured, as we said it would be in HubSpot. It then is synced and then connected, and that information then is represented in the record on the activity history of that contact record inside of ConnectWise, as you can see here. So pretty simple to see that the data is flowing properly from one system of record to the other. We will set up the triggers, we will set up the fields that are mapped in the properties, and we will set up obviously the configuration and fully customize that solution for your business. But this gives you at least a better understanding of how these records are represented, not only in the system that the persons are leveraging it, but then how that data is mapped and flowing over to the other system of record where other team members like operations and ConnectWise and the customer team will have all of that context, all that historical data, all that information flowing to and through the system of record. Last point I'll make is just again on an opportunity to show here's an opportunity in stage 4. This testing opportunity has all the relevant property, has all the relevant activity, has all the relevant associated objects. If you were to see that represented inside of ConnectWise, here you have the same opportunity with all of the same information as you saw in HubSpot, with all of the associated activities, with the associated contact. You get the gist. It's all there, it's all mapped, it's all synced, and ensuring that there is both a comprehensive and a detailed overview in each system of record so that those who operate in either system can fully utilize the data that is being collected. And there's not the need to go in from one system to the next system and manual entry. It's all done through automation and through our solution. Hopefully that was helpful to share a little more context of how the sync is working. I will share as a final point that when you're looking at the integration and you're evaluating what to map and how to map, we've got some standard guidelines around the objects and the properties we feel that most companies will want to map. We can certainly do custom field mappings, etc. As I mentioned, we can also do the syncing of other core objects like products, tickets, and custom objects if necessary. So we do have that level of sophistication. As you're creating this integration and this wonderful connection between the systems of record, you'll begin to be able to report on the success of both sales and marketing because you have data flowing from both HubSpot and ConnectWise that's correlating and associating the source of those derived attribution of the attribution and the derived value of what's being done from a sales and marketing perspective. So the closed loop reporting showing you where you're getting most of your revenue by channel, by content, by whatever means or whatever source. You'll have that level of sophistication in your reporting and efficacy of the data so that you can make sound business decisions on where you're making your investments. But ultimately, hopefully, this has been a helpful demo to share a little bit more context around how our solution works. We look forward to working with you in the future, and please don't hesitate to reach out to us at any time. Thanks and have a wonderful day.